Okay, I'm going to teach you how to set up the squat rack and how to perform squats to a box. So slightly different to a box squat, we're going to come down and use the box or the Reebok stepper as a depth gauge rather than something that we physically sit onto. So the first thing we need to do is set up the J's. So the J hooks want to be in a position where after you finish your squat, you're able to comfortably re-rack. Now, J should have a guardrail on the front face. This is what the bar is going to contact, and then we're going to lower the bar down into the J. We don't want to be fighting on tiptoes to get the bar over the front edge. As a general rule of thumb, setting the J's up just below your shoulder height is a good shout. And you can't really be wrong on these, but if in doubt, go a little bit lower rather than a little bit too high. So even if I set these one lower, which is relatively low on my chest now, it's still going to work perfectly fine. And in some scenarios, like when you're doing very heavy work, and after your squat, you might be a little bit compressed coming into the rack, being a little bit lower could be a benefit. So next, we're going to put the bar on. So as you can see, the bar is below my shoulder height. So when I get into the rack, we're going to grab the bar as tight as we can comfortably get with our upper back to create lots of pressure. We want to really squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze the bar nice and low on the back, and then lifting off, okay? Now we can walk back until our calves are just touching the Reebok stepper, and we want it to be just below our knees. So if you're particularly tall, over 6 foot, then you may want the height of this box to be a little bit higher. Now, as you saw then, I contacted the box gently and then came back up again. If you're doing these on your own and you're doing heavy work, you can also set up the safety arms so that you can fail into the safety arms as well. I'm going to set the safety arms up now and just show you what that looks like. Now, the trick with the safety arms, you want them low enough that when you do a full squat, they're not impacting the depth, but high enough that you can lean into them when you fail your squat. Generally speaking, you're going to fail just out of the bottom of a squat. I think that's going to work out about right. So same height on both. As I come down, that might be a little bit too high. We're just going to test it now. Okay, good. So as you can see, I'm still able to hit the depth on the box, but if I get in trouble, I can just lean forward slightly and the bar's now into the rack. And then I can roll it over my head and I'm out. And that's completely safe. I'm just going to do one more demonstration with the bar loaded up a little bit heavier so you can see me doing a working set and physically failing a heavy bar, so you can see it's not just with an empty bar that we can do it. Okay, so I've loaded the bar up with a meaningful amount of weight for me. What I'm going to do is do a squat, show you the full range of motion normal squat to the box, and then I'm going to do another squat and show you what it looks like to fail it. So on the second one, I'm going to come down, I'm going to hit depth, I'm going to fail, and then I'm going to roll the bar forwards into the safety arms and show you what it looks like. Now, when you're failing, what you want to do is don't decompress or deload at the bottom of the movement. So as we come down, when we get to here, if you can't get the weight up, don't just collapse. Keep the tension, stay strong, slowly control down, lower, controlled into the safety arms, okay? When you fail a movement, you very rarely just completely lose all power. You just stop being able to get the weight up. What a lot of people do is they'll roll the bar off or they ditch it or be really dramatic with it. Don't do that. That's the highest risk way to fail a movement. Even just going from lots of tension to none at all is inherently risky. So we want to control all of the variables, keep everything as safe as possible, touch the box, fail, gently control the bar down into the safety arms, okay? Much, much safer. Okay, the other thing we're gonna do, when taking the weight out for a squat, we never wanna walk it out facing away from the rack. You'll see people do this. The problem with this is when you then wanna rack the weight back up again, you're now tired and you're having to walk backwards and try and guess where the safety arm. The other thing I want to show you is that the bar is actually crooked. So I'm off-centered. The bar's actually too far over to the right-hand side of the rack. So when I'm setting myself up, I'm going to make sure I'm using the knurling on the bar to position myself rather than using the actual rack itself. All right. So we feel where the knurling is. Get into a nice strong position. Make sure we're centered on the bar. Get our feet underneath us, core nice and tight, bracing everything. Big deep breath, lift the load off of the J's, and then we walk it back to our working position. Okay, so for us, we're going to be just onto the box because this is going to be a touchdown squat. We take a big deep breath, lots of thoracic pressure, down and squat. Okay. And now, if we was to fail this, we come back down again, into the safety arms, decompress, roll it out, and climb out. And as you can see, no drama, not scary, just dropped it into the arms, nice and safe. And now we can take the weight off, re-rack everything, and either drop the weight and do some more reps, or strip the bar and move on to the next exercise.